Ubisoft trashed after Assassin's Creed Shadows debuts new collectible featuring Yasuke and Naoe alongside what appears to be a destroyed Torii gate. Now, Torii gate is very, very significant in Japanese culture. And looking at it here, this is a very, I don't know, man. Let's go. Let's continue. Ubisoft finds itself in hot water again over AC Shadows and specifically a collector's collectible that features Yasuke and Naoe and what appears to be one-legged Torii Gate. The figure is available to purchase, yada yada yada. Yeah, the legendary samurai, alleged samurai, Yasuke and stealthy Kanochi. I think that's how you pronounce it. Female ninjas are Kanochis. Naoe, dual protagonists ready to fulfill their destinies and usher a new era. Okay, a lot, blah 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 blah. Let's get down to the business here. As translated by Google, the user wrote, "Please spread the word. Assassin's Creed Shadows figures from Ubisoft, a famous Japanese hate and criminal company. A figurine of a destroyed Torii Gate has been released, which is believed to be based on the one-leg Torii Gate that was destroyed in the Nagasaki atomic bombing." He added, "I have never seen a one-legged Torii other than the one destroyed by the American atomic bomb in Nagasaki." And this is his, I guess, his post. And this is the thing in question here. Yeah, there's no mistaking that, honestly. With Shin bringing attention to the figure, many others roasted Ubisoft for it. YouTuber Razorfist wrote on X, quote, "Ubisoft including an artifact from a nuclear detonation, a one-sided arch in what promises to be the biggest bomb of the year. God is a stand-up comedian." You know, yeah, from Haru47, Ubisoft just keep digging themselves deeper into the shitter. Quote. Yeah, this is pretty bad. YouTuber Vara Dark posted, "Ubisoft has spent $500 million on game budgets before, so they either hired dollar store historians or are intentionally disrespecting Japan. There's no shot this many mistakes have been made." I totally agree. I mean, Ubisoft is one of those companies that is a AAA developer, so they have the money to get credible people that should know this type of stuff, right? They should be hiring, they should have teams of Japanese historians and people who understand the culture through and through, just so that this game can give a fair and accurate representation of the Japanese culture. Because I can tell you this much, this game has been anticipated for many years. I mean, myself as an AC fan, you know, I was anticipating this even as far back as Assassin's Creed Black Flag. After that game was finished, people in my friend circle, we were talking about and fantasizing about an Assassin's Creed in feudal Japan. And now that we have one, they're dropping the ball. So, you know, at one point, you have to really think, is this really just, I don't want to say it's intentional, but on the other hand, it's like it's incompetent. Like, because how can you make this type of a screw up? You know, they could not fashion these little collectibles against a different type of background. Anyway, I just feel it's very insensitive, and it just adds to the already increasing number of controversies surrounding this game. One most of all is Yasuke being this samurai. Personally speaking, as I mentioned in another video I made, I don't care whether he was a samurai or not, because to be quite honest, I would be buying this game not to be playing as a samurai, but to be playing as a shinobi, or in this case, a konuchi. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. The female shinobi. That's really the main reason why I'll be playing this game. I feel personally that Yasuke should have just been released as DLC, in my opinion. And I just feel that Ubisoft should have took a stance of, it's historically we can confirm that Yasuke was a black man, and he was in that era of the Japanese history and in that location. But we are deciding to craft our own vision. This is what Ubisoft should have done, in my opinion. But that's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So now let's kick it over to the next part of the video, where there is an Assassin's Creed Shadows. I don't know if it was a leak or whatever, but it's a 5-minute video. Let's get into it because I have not watched this yet.
The setting is incredible because we have this world at war, but then at the same time as this war, we also have this incredible natural beauty of the world. It's very inspiring, and it just makes an environment that you can really get lost in.
It does look nice. It does look nice. It does look very detailed.
One of the big things we did with Assassin's Creed Shadows is to push our dynamic world. We have a full season cycle, so each time you go to a location, it can be in winter, it can be in spring, so every time you look at the world, it can be different, and it's ongoing as you progress in the game.
That's
we
nice.
knew that we needed to improve the weather systems, so
Very
now
dynamic.
we support very strong winds,
hope
different
the
type of
video
rains,
is
and the environment
across
is
loud
also
enough.
affected.
In terms of level design approach, it's a bit different because you need to think about the setup in different contexts. What if it's raining? What if it's winter? So how can we affect the gameplay? If you're going on the roofs, you can see like ice falling and creating noise. You can see a pond that is completely frozen, so you cannot hide inside. So things like that will shuffle how you approach your setup.
So we have a new facial animation system based on 4D performance capture, and we also worked on a new hair strands system for the characters. So this simulates every single hair strand independently. So what it means is that it brings the character animation closer to real acting.
Katana are known to be the sharpest blade ever made by humankind, so this is why we've pushed a lot our tech of being able to slice object.
So historically, destruction is very difficult, but now also with technologies like hardware tracing, we can have both destruction and a believable world at the same time. And it's very exciting because as a player, they can use this to escape from an enemy, they can kill an enemy from behind the paper wall. So in my opinion, Shadows is really the convergence of the ambitions we had for the brand from a technological point of view, but also from the gameplay experience. All this together makes the world more believable and more grounded.
In Shadows, we wanted to let go of the player's hands a bit. So like our reach eye points are less guided this time around. It just provides you with a way to look around the world and to find what's there.
That's
Outside
very
of this, we wanted to really bring this idea of the war for information. So the players can use their network. They can send scouts to look for specific objectives in specific locations. Letting the player move themselves, find themselves, put their eyes in the worlds, put them a lot more in the exploration mindset.
The way we do world building is to make sure that I'm at point A, I want to go to point B, but the way to get there, there's going to be temptation to go and look out toward other objectives. So temples and shrines that can be seen from a distance, or a path that leads you in a cave. The game is filled with mysteries to discover.
Early in the game, Nagato teach Naue, the famous Kujikuri. That's an activity that you can do where you can find different places in the world and mid-state. So those kind of activity are another way to progress and gain skill, gain experience. And it's not only about fighting.
We always had in AC some sort of home base. In Shadows, we give you an acre of land, and we give you the possibility to build your hideout like you want it. So that's a way, again, of putting the player's adventure in full display, to be able to see how they create life as they go in their adventure. With Shadows, we really wanted to create a world that was dynamic. As you play, you're not in control of the seasons, of the weather, it just happens. So this may change the way that you will approach your next mission, you know? So it's a little more organic in this way.
So that's really something that we try to embrace
not seeing the world always from the same perspective. So any moment that you're living could be a little bit of a unique moment that only you could have seen.
Wow. Okay. So that was interesting. You know, it is kind of true. I remember, yeah, in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you create your little village or whatnot and stuff. So I think that's pretty cool. The thing about climbing up to like the roof points, the rooftops, and not having everything given to you, I definitely appreciate that. It sort of reminds me, and if I'm not mistaken, you can do something similar in a game called State of Decay for Xbox, where you climb to a high point and you use your binoculars, and you're only seeing the things that's within your line of sight. And then when you look at them, they become available on the map permanently, but you can't just see the entire landscape. I think that's pretty cool because for me personally, I don't know if you believe in this, and maybe if you do, let me know. Let's start this dialogue. I don't like games that just hold my hand. I'm not a fan of it. Sometimes I like to be able to discover things on my own, and that's one thing I did like about Valhalla, that you could like turn off a lot of those heads-up display features, and you can just literally go and explore and find things organically on your own. But even with what I'm seeing of the game that has me interested, yeah, Ubisoft, I don't know, from a marketing standpoint, they just keep putting their foot in their mouth. From what I can see, the game looks good. As I said before, I have zero interest in using Yasuke. I will be using Naoe. But it's like all of these issues surrounding now with the Torii gate, with this action figure. It's just a cultural disaster. You're really alienating the Japanese people. And that's just something so sad, because this is a game that I would have imagined the Japanese people would embrace, but because of all of the egregious screw-ups that Ubisoft has made, I can't blame the Asian community as at large for wanting to boycott the game or just not support the game. I can't blame them, but for me, I'm interested in the game. And, it's one of those games that I'm looking forward to playing, but only as Naoe. So if you're interested in playing the game, definitely let me know in the comments below. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, both parts. If you stayed around for longer than 2 minutes, I appreciate you. And I guess, hey, like, comment, share, all the stuff that we YouTubers say, but definitely hit subscribe. Trying to, help me grow. I'm trying to get into that YouTube partner program. Anyway, take care. Peace.